Let's build an $1,800 aesthetic white gaming PC using all of these parts from MSI. Except we have one huge problem. The power supply that I have for this build is black, but luckily we also have a Project Zero motherboard, which is a back connect motherboard, meaning all of the power connectors are on the back, so you actually won't be able to see pretty much any of the power connectors. Anyways, let's get into the build. All right, let's go ahead and unbox this B650M Project Zero motherboard. I think I opened it upside down. Yeah, I did. So this is an M-ATX motherboard. It's a little bit like shorter than a full-size ATX one would be. Whoa, this motherboard has no power connectors. Just kidding, they're all right here. So this is gonna make cable management super clean. You're not gonna actually see anything on the front. So MSI is sponsoring this build video and they sent over the Intel 13900K, but it's currently pretty overpriced. On Amazon, it's $500, so I wouldn't really recommend getting this specific CPU. I think like even the 14700K or like 12900K are better value. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and install this. I love when the Intel motherboards do that. It just does not hit the same on AMD. All right, and then we have 32 gigabytes of Kingston Fury white RAM. These are so pretty. Sticker side is gonna go on my left. And then in the second and third slots. In the second and fourth slots. Why did I say third? Like hella sleep deprived or something. The reason we want to put it in the second and fourth slot is because DDR5 runs in dual channel. If you built a PC during DDR4, you might have been used to filling out all 4 slots. But for DDR5, it's actually better to only have 2, and that's on 2 and 4. I think on like really old motherboards, it was sometimes 1 and 3, but in my experience, it's always been 2 and 4, but you can always verify in your motherboard manual. So for today's build, I have a 2TB M.2 SSD from MSI. This one has read speeds of up to 7,400 megabytes per second or 7,400 megabytes per second. This is a PCIe Gen 4 SSD, and these are usually pretty good value. The one thing I do wish these Project Zero motherboards had was like a toolless SSD installation, because I know MSI has other motherboards that have that, but this one does not. Again, my biggest pet peeve too is when you have to switch to a smaller bit to open up the SSD slot. But it's like that on almost every motherboard. People also give me so much hate for doing this, but I swear it's faster. And then this one does have this kind of like, and then the heatsink, we're gonna peel this off. And then I'm also gonna just peel this sticker off right now. All the accessories for this comes in like a blister pack, which is kind of cool, but I also feel like once I open it, oh wow. Wait, this is actually really cool, what the heck? I'm so easily impressed. All right, so all the Intel stuff is on the right and all the AMD stuff is on the left. And we're just gonna go ahead and open this. Whoa, okay, that is cool. So we are going to put this on the back right here. These are like low-key hella annoying because you have to hold onto it when you set it down or else it becomes like unaligned. And then we actually do need these like standoff things. So we're just gonna screw on all 4 of these. All right, the motherboard is all good to go, so let's grab the case. All right, this is the MSI Pano M100R, I believe, and this is MSI's prettiest case. I've already built in this like 3 times, but this is kind of like a fish tank case. It has a bit of an irregular shape, but it supports back connect motherboards, and this version comes with 4 fans pre-installed. These are reverse fans, so they look super clean. I love that because it cuts down on the time it takes to build the PC. So let's just go ahead and get into it. All of the panels just pop off. There's no like thumb screws or anything except for the top panel. There are 2 thumb screws right here, which are just tightened, like I can just untighten it with my hand, which I really like. Let's see how easy this is. I hate when you have to like break out the screwdriver for thumb screws. Although we'll have to see if these are captive. And then the back panel, there's 2 like mesh sides. I'm just gonna pop that off. All the screws and everything are right here in the back. All of the cables are white, which is great. Let's throw this motherboard into the case. So this version of the case does only support an MATX board. MATX and ITX, I guess technically, but they do have a bigger one that supports ATX boards if you prefer a full-size, like larger case. I personally like this smaller one because it takes less space on your desk. Time to screw everything in, I guess. So I love these. I hoard screws because you never know when you might need them. Let's get the electric screwdriver for this to make it go by a little bit faster. Awesome. Wait, low-key, this is crazy because I think we can already install the AIO, and this AIO already has the fans pre-installed. So we're saving so much time, and I don't have to worry about like plugging in the cables and like not being able to access everything. We're gonna install this way. So we're just gonna go ahead and pop this in. I think we can go ahead and screw on like the back side now. All right, so we're just gonna screw this. We're gonna have to align this with the top. I like the LTT because it's like more magnetic, but sometimes it's a little too magnetic. So I always do the two far corners first, and then, oh, and by the way, if you didn't get a good look at it, these are the case screws. It comes with 12 in the AIO like package, but you don't have to use all 12 because that is like totally overkill, but we'll do the four corners first and then do a couple in between. So now that the four corners are in, you can tighten them all the way. Dude, if you're using an electric screwdriver, just be careful about stripping screws because it's like not good. And then I'm literally just gonna do like 3 in between. Like 1, 2, 3, and then we can move on to the next step. Now that that's done, it's time to install the actual like AIO part. Make sure you peel this little peely, but before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and put some thermal paste on the CPU, and we should clean it with rubbing alcohol as well. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe this. This MSI AIO comes with a thermal paste, like a tube of thermal paste in here. And then for Intel, you can do like an X because it's a long, like the shape of the actual CPU is like long. So I'm gonna go ahead and do an X. Sometimes I do a heart for fun. I've seen some people do like smiley faces. There's definitely a lot of thermal paste here. I tried. So all of these cables are gonna be routed into the back. And I do want the MSI logo to be facing that way. All right, and then we're also going to peel this. I think it's gonna be okay. So we're gonna go ahead and screw these on in a star pattern. So we're gonna go 1 here. I'm also going to untie this and then route these cables through the back as well. All right, cool. Okay, and now it's time to do some cable management. Jeez, there's so much going on. All right, so we have a black power supply today. This is the MSI Mag A850GL PCIe 5. MSI has really good value power supplies, and I really like their white one as well, but this one is a back connect motherboard, so it doesn't really matter except for the GPU cable. But the 12-volt high power cables are pretty much interchangeable across power supplies, so if you do want to just buy a white cable, you can. I guess we'll just like completely unbox this, but what I wanted was the cables. You can unbox this power supply and kind of like set it aside. It's definitely got that new tech smell. We need a SATA cable to power this like fan hub thing, ATX 24-pin thingy. 2 CPU cables, so 1 and 2. Still haven't decided if I want to use that GPU cable. Also, the other thing is, I say this in all my videos, but I just use this cuticle nipper to cut all of these like twist ties, because otherwise it takes like a year. It literally takes forever. Let's connect all of the power supply cables and then install the power supply, and then I'll just show you guys how to cable manage everything at once. 1 CPU cable going in right here. The second one going right next to it, right here. For this 24-pin, the one that splits off, this is the side that connects to your power supply. I always hate how hard it is to plug these in separately, but the small one, and then you gotta flip it. Okay, just like that. The SATA cable. And then this 12-volt high power. I guess maybe we just use the black one. Now let's go ahead and install the actual power supply into this computer. Fan side is gonna go on the bottom. It will just slide in like this, but there's so much like cable right now. It actually looks way more complicated than it is. So we have the power supply like this, and then in this bag that came out of the case, there is one more bag of screws. So we're gonna go ahead and open this. We're gonna want 4 of these screws. So these ones are, they're like, it's easier if you take one hand here and kind of like push it in, and then you'll wanna align these like holes. So one there, one here, and then one here, here. And now this is what we have to deal with. Yeesh. So this whole bundle, these are actually splitters. So if you have like additional RGB devices, then you'll want to pull this cap off and connect them. This is the cable from the AIO. When I say RGB cable, this is an ARGB header. So this has 3 like holes, I guess, and one of them is empty. This is for RGB, and usually it has 1, and then this is the female version and a male version for when you want to like daisy chain them. This is for the pump, like the cooler. And so what we're gonna do is on this like giant bundle, we're gonna pull this cover off. It should just like, okay, so we're gonna pull this cover off, and then we're gonna plug this one directly into here. Perfect. All right, that's done. And then we have another one. This is coming from the fans on the cooler. So same thing, grab one of these, and we'll just grab another one, pull the cover off gently. We don't wanna like rip any of the cables, and then just go ahead and, okay. Now these cables are the ones that you'll want to connect to get the hub communicating with your motherboard. Same thing, so here's a fan header. So this basically makes it to where all of the fans connected to here can communicate with your motherboard. This is the cable from the fans on the radiator of the AIO. This is gonna go in CPU fan up here. And then this is the fan cable for the actual AIO pump, and that's gonna go here. This one is the one from this fan and RGB hub, so we're gonna put this in just a random one up here. And then the other connectors, there is an RGB header. So this one, where is the RGB header on this motherboard anyways? Oh, it's right here. Wow, there's only one. Okay, so this is gonna go right here. Make sure these are delicate and they can break, so be careful. But the SATA cable is gonna get plugged into the SATA cable on the power supply. So I think this is probably the best way to put it. But now everything on the RGB hub is connected, so you don't have to worry about that. And then now let's deal with these front panel connectors. So these are connecting the front panel on the case to the motherboard. So let's go ahead and do these next. This one is HD audio. So this is if you want to plug in an audio jack into the front of your case versus the motherboard. This is usually all the way here. I don't know if you guys can see, it's at the bottom right. I'll just plug this in. Yeah, you kind of have to press that one like hard to get it in all the way. Because if it's not all the way in, it just like falls out. That's what she said. Okay, now this one, this is for one of the front panel USBs. So this one goes right here, and there is a right and a wrong way. So if it doesn't like click in nice, okay, yeah, if it doesn't click in nice, try turning it the other way. Well, basically this one is the front panel power connector. So if you want to use the power button to turn on your PC, we're gonna go ahead and connect that right down here. There's so many cables blocking. And this is for the RGBs, so you can control the RGBs with the case. This one is another USB connector. And this usually goes somewhere around here, but this cable channel is just like completely blocking it. This one has a notch, so make sure you match that up in the right like orientation. So CPU power cables, these go in the top right here. There's 2, it doesn't matter which one. Just go ahead and make sure it's like fully slotted in. Like that. And then this is the 24 pin. This powers the whole motherboard. And this one goes like this. Oh, there it is, okay. All right, now we just have to organize it. All right, so this is how I cable manage so far. I kind of just like try to get these as flat as possible. And then on this side, I just have the 2 CPU cables along the side. And the good thing about cases like this that have a PSU shroud is you can literally just shove your cables in here and that is totally fine. So I think we can actually just like put the back panel on, to be honest, but we still have to put on the GPU. Oh, and I still need to clip these zip ties. Clip these as close as possible. Just get it a little cleaner. I don't know what you're supposed to do with this, but I think it'll still close because that's how it was when I got it. And yeah, so now all we have to do is peel everything and then install the GPU. Okay, so the AIO comes with this kind of like, what do you mean, like a modesty cover? I don't even know. Whoa, that's nice. All right, now all we have to do is install this GPU. So before we even get the GPU out, we're gonna unscrew 1, 2, because the 5060 Ti that we have today is a dual slot card. Anyway, so we'll take this out and then take the second one out. Let me get the GPU. Yeah, I love the MSI Gaming X Trio cards. They're really pretty. So it comes with this. I don't want to use this, but it has an anti-sag bracket, so we'll definitely be using that. It's like impossible to take out of the box. All right, let's open this up. Oof, okay, this part is my favorite part. Time to open this, and then we can just literally like install it. Almost did a rookie mistake. Make sure this tab is open. It's actually a lot easier to do it with the PC laying down, but yippee! Okay, now we're gonna screw this in. Where did I put the screws? Oh, here it is. Okay. Now we just need to put this in. Make sure you press it in until you can't see any yellow from the connector. So we're basically done. Now it's just time to close up all the panels and then we can like decorate it a little bit. Okay, so I had to kind of like tie this around. I assumed it would fit because that's how it was when I like unboxed everything, but I guess not. Oh my gosh, nice. Okay, it's lit. Now to put this top panel back on. Oh, also if this is like your first PC build, I would recommend not putting the panels on until you try turning it on for the first time, because if you have to open it again, it's like super annoying. Anyways, here's what the PC looks like. Yippee! Oh, there it is. Whoa. This MSI GPU is so pretty. We can change the LEDs. This is so nice. Oh, look at that, all white. One of my friends gave me a Sanrio blind box, so whatever character I get is gonna go in this PC. Oh wait, it's not a blind box, it literally tells you exactly what it is. Look, I got a cinnamon roll. This is so freaking cute. So adorable. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the PC, just like right here. That's adorable. All right, so I just had the brilliant idea to do Decadent on this thingy, and I am kind of scared that I'm gonna mess up. Let's like test one first. Okay, I think if I do it like that, it should be fine. And like hopefully I just have enough. I ended up decorating this PC just a little bit more to fit the whole Maid Cafe themes, since MSI did commission this for a Maid Cafe pop-up that they were doing. But here's what the almost completed build looks like. If you want to see what it looks like after all of the decorations, be sure to check out my other video, which I posted last week. I honestly love how this looks, and I'm excited to use Decadent on some future PC builds. But let me know what you guys think. Follow for more aesthetic tech videos.